The situation that Ono is going through reminds me a lot of the situation from Corpse Party. Remember the Corpse Party, that big horror game that came out long ago during the Let's Play era of YouTube? Yo, yeah, I remember those days. So, anyways, in that game, there was a character named Nomi, and she had a best friend named Psycho with her, and they all went to this terrible, terrible place where these little children were chasing them and trying to kill them, and did kill a lot of them. And during that time, she had a friend that she accidentally, well, unconsciously killed, and she died there. When she got back to her regular world, no one remembered who she was. She went on living her life with the other survivors, but she was one who truly felt guilt. How she's able to go on living, and the person that she once called her best friend, no one even knows even existed. So it kind of drove her a bit of, cuckoo over the past time. And she even tried to bring her back as she wanted to for things happen. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, Ono was really going through that situation where her brother, a dude who had this ultimate power, by granting his wishes to stopping things, but in return, it pretty much ruined him, whether it ruined him through his life or his personal conditions. He'll lose sight, taste, feelings, stuff like that. With a very great power, that must have been the price that came with that said power. So the question is what did happen to him during that time? But whatever did happen to him, the world does not know he ever existed. So in return, his sister, if you don't remember, in the previous season, we found out what happened to his sister. His sister, which is Ono, originally was never born. Originally, the mom had an affair, things were going so okay. She got rid of the child, and then that's where the child came from. He named the child, even though it was unborn. In a way, she came back as his familiar servant during the last season to help him win the game. Now here she is as a fully fledged out human child, and she was given the life that he never had. Remember, when we watched the anime, he had a crappy life. The mom did not like him and was always seen to be miserable all the time. And he didn't seem to have a good time at school either. Where her, all of a sudden, she seemed to go through something different. The mom is different. The mom isn't angry, isn't evil, isn't neglecting him. The mom's actually a caring person. So pretty much, as I said, he gave her the life that he never had. And even though she should be happy, she can't because she remembers. She remembers everything. And that's what went wrong with this entire story. If he was going to bring her back as a new person, he should have let her lose her memories. So that way she could live a life guilt free and move on, and everything would have been happily ever after. But of course, fate is not like that. So she has to remember, she has to feel guilty, and now she'll do anything she can to find a way to bring back her brother. And she's seeing previous players from the last season who are stuck in time. Everyone but the girl who had the Cheshire power. Remember, her power was to manipulate parallel worlds and stuff. And when we first saw the antagonist from last season, she always closed her eyes. As you know, how the Cheshire thing works. You keep the cat in the box, and the possibilities are infinite of what happens to the cat. But it was the same way with her eyes. She closed her eyes, and the possibilities were infinite. She imagined a world where her brother was still alive and taking care of her, doing things for her. But the minute she lost and opened her eyes, her brother disappeared. She was faced with reality of the world. As I said, she was stoned. during that time. So, however, she had her brother's memories and his knowledge. She used that to gain a new form of power. In a way, she used corporate greed as her new power. Instead of the power of Alice in Wonderland in the fantasy, she is now corporate greed Scrooge McDuck, baby. And that's what she is now. And it turns out she was never really planning to hurt them in the first place. The guns she was using were just well-made air rubber bullet gun material. Yes, that's what it was the entire time, scaring her. And we really look at the scenes where she's shooting her. She's aiming. She's missing on purpose. Like literally missing on purpose. Like she was shooting like a stormtrooper, but less serious. So that means she was never had any true intentions of harming Ono in the first place. So she's wanting to see if Ono could awaken her own power. It seems like Ono's power is not like her brother's, but instead it's more like she can take other people's power. I wonder if there's a defect to that. I wonder if there's a defect where even though she's taking the powers, I wonder if she's there's something she can't do, like she can't master her power. She can't fully use it like the previous owner could. I'm just spitballing, trying to see. And then she did the cliche where she ends up with her new friend's classroom. It always happens. So far, there are 4 anime out right now where you have a new transfer student who sits right next to the window to next to the main character. 4 anime are out like that right now. It's cliche. So it's just like imagine how easy it is for you to just transfer schools and sit right next to the window all the way at the end of the classroom. Of course, that's oh my god, this cliche, man. This cliche. Why does it exist? Well, a video explained to me, but I'm getting off topic here. But we do see another blast from the past, Mr. Aiko. Yes, Mr. Aiko. He was the dude, if you don't remember, this for people who are new, he was the guy who seemed like he should have been a delinquent, a bully, but he wasn't. He looks that way because he could have been, but he never was. He learned a valuable lesson from his father to give people a chance instead of judging them from face value. That was his entire character arc from the time we saw him from the last season. You know, he didn't understand people and thought they were just bad because they just didn't want to. And his father was like, well, give them a try. You don't know unless you talk to them. And he did. He ended up becoming good friends with those people and stuff. So his entire arc, like I said, is don't judge a book by its cover. He is there as their teacher. And as usual, as the other people, he has no memories on that day. He also can't age as well. He is stuck in time. I wonder if it's mandatory for the people who are stuck in time to wear those uniforms, those orange uniforms. Like, hey, this is a special person, hands off. I wonder if that is the case. It'll be very interesting. Well, anyways, Ono tried to make him remember, and he does remember slowly. He remembers everything but the character from the last season. You know, he remembers someone was helping him with a personal friend that he lost, someone that he met at the hospital. You know, he remembers fighting against very odd people, but he can't remember the person he was fighting with the entire time. So, it seems like no one can remember them, even if it's just a slight hint. So, they're so close, but yet so far. But anyways, it seems like the game is starting up again. So, I wonder what new and old characters will be returning for the Battle Royale to see who becomes God again. Because, you know, well, it's been 12 years, so I guess that's way more tough time for someone who wants to be God to stay God. Well, anyways, I'm excited for what happens next and everything. Seems like more familiar characters are going to show up. Like that one girl with anger issues and the giant butcher knife. Everything's going to show up next episode. Looking forward to seeing her and what she does. So anyways, that's what I got for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, of course, hit that bell icon. This is the Madcrownxox on anime. Signing out.